Hi everybody, Casey here with Life Abstract Gaming, and today I want to talk about Overwatch. Mainly about the recent news that the yellow spandex wearing time manipulator Tracer is gay.
Trying to crash another party, love?
Last year, on Christmas Eve, Blizzard released another of their digital comics that have been detailing the Overwatch story since the game itself doesn't really have any single-player campaign or story mode. In this Christmas-themed comic, several of the characters are shown in non-combat scenarios or with loved ones, and Tracer is revealed to be living with a woman in an apartment who kisses her in response to receiving a gift, basically outing her as lesbian. This is significant for a number of reasons. Blizzard has been asked in the past if any of their roster of characters in the game were gay, and they confirmed at least one was, but never specified who. Revealing that the gay character in the game is in fact the main character is something so rare, it might actually be the first time it's been done. Or is it? Let's think about it for a second. Gay characters showing up in video games are a relatively recent thing, like maybe in the last decade or so, and I can personally remember certain side characters in The Last of Us and Borderlands. The Dragon Age, Fable, and Mass Effect series have gay side characters, and more notably, the main characters in those games can be gay if the player chooses. But since those games have their player create the main character, I don't really think that carries the same weight. Tracer is the sole character you see on the box art, or the game icon on your console when you're downloading from the store. She's the splash screen when the game starts, and tons of other marketing material and merchandise features Tracer. In most other titles, that would be your main character. But Overwatch doesn't have an in-game story mode. Its only game modes are competitive online, where you're free to pick from over 20 different characters. The tutorial mode in the game stars the Call of Duty style character Soldier 76, the standard middle-aged gruff white man. So to me, it feels like Tracer's advertised as the main character, but that really isn't supported when you play the actual game, and that's a little disappointing, honestly. But I don't want to take anything away from how awesome it is for the LGBT community to have representation at this level, even though there's much more that could be done. Overwatch is a phenomenon of a game. Its characters are the heart and soul of why it's been so popular, second only to maybe the gameplay itself. So for the arguably most popular character on the cast to be a lesbian is definitely significant to and for the gaming industry. Although I do have to say, some people have looked at this as a form of pandering. I've even heard this from one of my gay friends, and I can see how somebody could come to that conclusion. Since the game itself is void of any single-player narrative that follows Tracer, there's nothing that really lets you know she's a lesbian unless you're invested deeper in the lore and seek out story in the webcomics or on the internet in general. The reveal itself that she was lesbian came 9 months after the game was released. If this was something important about your advertised flagship character, why wait so long for those details? But maybe it isn't important. Maybe that's the whole point. That your game character's sexuality doesn't matter or affect anything in the game, which I do agree with. But even so, it's never a bad idea to give your character more depth by having them better represent your audience. So what are your thoughts on the reveal of Tracer's sexuality? How do you feel about some of the reactions you've heard or seen around the internet? Is it a step forward or you don't really care? Let us know. We're listening.